Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio, and I am back today to do the 50 Stack Challenge number 4, which is hosted by Amy at Crafty Cat. She draws out 2 prompts every Monday, and you're to make 2 pieces of ephemera using the prompts. And at the end of the 25 weeks, you should have 50 pieces of ephemera that you can use in your journals. And this is the 4th challenge, and this one is based on types of journals. So the prompts that she pulls out all represent different themes for different journals. And that way you can build your stash based on, different journals that you may do in the future. So this week, the 2 prompts were My Town and Alice in Wonderland. So the first thing that I'm going to work on is the My Town. And I have this corrugated piece of cardboard, and I'm going to ink around it while I tell you a little bit about My Town. My Town started out as a zinc mining town. They still do mine there. And the reason I am using corrugated cardboard is because part of the mining housing, the people that were newer to the town or lower on the totem pole actually used cardboard to build little shanties to live in until they got housing. And they actually called it something like Cardboard Town or Cardboard Road or something like that. I can't remember the exact term that they used. So, I'm using this piece of cardboard to kind of represent that. I'm going to flatten these things out a little bit with my little scraper here. It just makes them where they're not standing up so high and they take the glue better. You can also run it through your embossing machine if you have one, like your Sizzix Big Shot or whatever, and it will flatten them out so you don't have so much bulk. Okay, so what I have is I have a lot of script, which is what they use to pay for items in the local stores, because in these towns, the mining company owned everything. They owned all the businesses, the grocery stores, they built the schools, the whole 9 yards. And so they didn't really pay in cash, they paid in script to be used at their local stores. That way, the money was staying within the mining community and within the owner of the mines. And, it wasn't being taken outside and spent somewhere else. These little mining towns were very self-sufficient as far as what was there. They had the schools and they had everything else that they needed right there. There is a railroad that runs through the center of town. Now, granted, when I say town, I'm talking about, it's one road that has an old railroad station. It has the school is no longer there. It has a post office, a little bitty post office, and that's pretty much it that's left. It's a rural area, and so there's lots of farms and stuff. And as a matter of fact, I'll say next door neighbor, even though, they're not real close because it is a rural area. The house that is standing there was built in the late 1800s by a doctor, and he was actually a physician during the Civil War. And the house is still there, and it is actually listed with the National Historic Society because of its significance during the Civil War. So, anyway, so I'm making this little tag here to kind of give a hint to the mining that goes on in my little bitty rural town. Now, I am probably I'm looking for my carpet out. There it is. I am 15-20 minutes from, a big town. So when I was working and things like that, I drove into work every day, and it took me about 20 minutes to get to work from where I live. But I enjoy it very much, being out more in the rural area and not in the hustle and bustle, of a big city. And I don't really have close neighbors. I live on a corner, and so there's no one that lives across the street from me except for wildlife. It is a hayfield, and there's a hayfield behind me, and there is in between me and my next door neighbor, there is more field, and then we have acreage. So no real neighbors per se. And then, like I said, the historical house is on the other corner of the road from where we are. And so it's very, I'm not doing this very well. I'm trying to put these little grommets in here. So we're very private where we are, and we like that just fine. But why am I having such a difficulty with this? But in saying that, our neighbors that we do have are very good about, watching over things as we are them when they're gone. It's not like we're ever gone. We're both retired. So we may go to the grocery store, or something like that, but we're not. We're not gone a lot. We like being home. So don't know why I'm having such difficulty putting these in today. But anyway, this is just a little strip of denim that I'm putting a couple grommets in. Just kind of, because he's wearing his little overalls there. And I thought it'd be cute, kind of put that on there. And then I'm going to put this on here. I actually have a book about my little town. And this was on the title page. So I thought it would look cute to put that on there. I should have put that on there, I guess, before I put the grommets in, but it's going to fit. So yeah, I can see, if I look out off my front porch, I can see a mountain. And if I look out my back porch, like I said, I see a hayfield and woods behind that. Okay, and the mountain that I can see out the front has a state park at the top of it. Alright, so not all the scripts are from my town. I wish I had some from here, but I don't. So I'm going to try to put them on there so that the different little places, mines that they come from, don't show, but we'll see how that goes. And this is just a piece of scrapbook paper. It looks like rusty metal. And this one is worth $1, and you can see the dollars punched, so they use that one all up. So I'm going to put this one on here. Yeah, I want that hole to show. I think it will. We'll see. And then next we're going to put our little guy on here. Right down the sides of those numbers. And then we've got a couple that this one is worth 2 cents. This one's worth 10, and this one's worth 5. And I'm just going to kind of glue those on here. You see, he's having him a piece of bread and probably some kind of beans or something in that pan. If I had to guess. Okay, and these are 50 cents and 10 cents. And then we're going to put our little tab right across there. Then I'm going to poke a hole in the top so we can put a little topper on it, and we're going to have a tag. And again, I've got just a little piece of the denim material. I'm going to try to get it through there. Alright, so there is my interpretation of my little town. So now we're going to do the Alice in Wonderland, and for that one I have taken a book page out of one of my Alice in Wonderland books. It's this one. It's large, and it has a lot of large pictures in it. And so to utilize the large picture, I have just taken the page out and cut it down a little bit, and then I folded it into an envelope, and I'm going to make an envelope out of it. So I'm going to cut a little notch in the top here. I don't want to go far because I didn't leave a whole lot for the top piece because I didn't want to disturb the photo too much. So I'm going to glue down the sides, and I should have glued the back on before I cut that notch, but we'll fix that in a minute. This one's going to be simple because there's nothing more simple than making these book page envelopes like this. And then because this was upside down, I cut another picture and made it fit, sort of fit the back so that I could put it on here and it not be upside down. And I'm gonna mark this so I can try to get this notch in the same place. And we probably won't be successful, but we're gonna try. Close enough. Okay, so now I'm gonna glue this on here. And actually, I could have glued that as a pocket and made another pocket on the back. But I didn't think about it in time. Before I started slopping glue everywhere. Okay, so there's my envelope. And I think I'll round these two corners. I'm going to use just the 1/4 inch. Round them just a little bit. And I don't care that this Who Stole the Tarts is upside down, because Alice in Wonderland's kind of crazy anyway, so that doesn't bother me that it's upside down. I am going to ink around it. The paper in this book already has a great patina, so it just needs a little inking around the edges, and that's it. Okay, and I may have to, depending on how I use it, I may have to do something to keep that closed, but you could also, you know, do it so that it flips up. Now, on the front, I'm going to embellish it just a little bit. I've got this clock, and this is just Tim Holtz paper, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to put that on there, and then I've got these 3 little cards that I'm going to put on here, kind of wackily. And then I've got this little Alice in Wonderland stamp that's got the white rabbit on it. And I'll put it up there in the corner, and then I'll put a postmark or something on there. Wrong glue. And you wouldn't have to do this part. I mean, I think that having the, just the Mad Hatter on there by himself is kind of cool. Okay, there's that part. Now let's see if I can find my stamp. Oops. And get it to stick. And I'm going to do this other one. And I think that's it. Now, do I want to do anything on this side? No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, so there we go. Here's our little envelope, and you could use that to store ephemera in, or you could actually put it in a journal as a pocket. You know, several uses for that. But yeah, I encourage you to, if you have books that have larger images in them, page images, to do something like that for sure, because it's a great way to use a big image in a journal, in my opinion. And then here's my little mining town tag, which I think turned out really cute as well. So I hope you guys like that, and I am going to call that a video, and I will see you guys back on Sunday for another Journal with Me session. So I hope you will tune in then, and until then, everybody have a great weekend. Bye.